So it is wonderful that we did the practice last Monday and everyone felt very good. So it is becoming clear that we all are seekers. So we all are seekers, and the seeker always succeeds. Seeker always succeeds. Don't leave this practice of japa the way we have all have done and you have shared your experiences. The oldest text of yoga is Yog Vasisht, written about, I would say, 4 to 5,000 years ago. It is known as Yog Vasisht. Yoga, you already know it. Vasisht is the name of the author. So that master says there are two wings, like the bird has a two wing. If the one wing is not working, they cannot fly. Similarly, there are two wings of the human life. One is knowledge, knowledge of the real self, and other is the action, karma. Karma is life, life is action, and action is life. And if we do not act, if we do not act in our life, nothing happens in our personal, professional, social, family life. We have to act. Many people just escape actions in their family life and then they have a problem. Oh no, I have a lot of problems, so it's better to leave it. Just leave it, whatever happens, I will accept it. No. Same thing applies to the personal, professional, social lives. Action is nothing but the way we think, the way we speak, and the way we act. So by default, so that is the one wing. This should continue. So there our masters have introduced the conventional methods to purify the mind by action, by thinking, by speaking, by acting in your personal life, in your professional life, in your social life, in your family life. So what normally happens to the mind? The mind is always running after the desired fulfillment because the mind has not been educated how to live. We know we can talk a lot about our personal life, professional life, social life. We are intelligent, our IQ is very high. But question is how to live a life of inspiration with my family, with the society outside, with the office, with the workplace. That is very important. There is one more thing that we need to understand is that the mind by default, it is made like this. The mind by default is made to think, speak, and act for desire fulfillment. That is the way. We And because it is made for the desire fulfillment, this mind is always appears crazy. The moment you wake up in the morning, you are totally relaxed and the mind is running. Many people say, I'm very busy, I am fully busy, that's why they are awful. So, in order to bring about that change in our life, these conventional methods works great, but it should be supported by the another wing. The bird has the two wing. Same way, our life has two wings. One wing is action, karma or karma yoga. Second wing is the knowledge. So we should keep on evolving ourselves to reach to a state of realization of the real self internally. At the same time, we have to bring our thought, speech, and action in such a way that it helps the mind to live in the state of purity to reach to that state of realization. That is why we have a conventional method. Our thought, speech, and action is all about desire fulfillment. That must change by to connect, to contribute, and ultimately to be grateful. So these two wings must go together. Outside, we are doing the karma yoga, inside, the knowledge. Take one example. Buddha says this world outside is suffering. How many of us really believe this? We say the world is full of pleasure. Buddha says the world is suffering. And that is a true example of the impurity of the mind. The way we think and speak and act in the world, or we have created a world of our own based on our likes and dislikes, that causes the suffering in the world, unfavorable situation, condition in the world. That is why we need these conventional methods to continue to purify the mind. And it is not a one-day journey that you do 1 hour of practice and that is done. That is why we did the unique japa practice in the last session. And everyone's mind appreciated. That proves that we all are seekers. We all are seekers. So when we follow the two wings, continue working with that japa anytime, every time. Whenever the mind is empty, whenever you are not doing anything, just do 1 round. So that then you will realize that there is a cognitive change in our life. Where is cognitive change? I see the way I perceive the world, the way I perceive my honey, my relationship, my workplace will all undergo a tremendous change. Your mind is so much pure that you know what is the right and good and how to take the right and good action in my daily life. So you are creating a favorable situation in your life. Not only you are creating a favorable situation for yourself, but for everyone around you. Conventional methods refines the way we think, speak, and act in our life. And the knowledge inside changes the perception, the way we perceive the world. Both are essential. Both are essential. We will be able to remove the misconceptions. We will be able to remove the unnecessary hatred and anxiety and duality and a conflict that keeps on accumulating. So that is another perspective we have to see these conventional methods. And you will see that our behavior and attitude starts changing. Every day you are aware of that, it brings a tremendous change, tremendous difference in our daily living. We discussed before that the conventional methods is a common sense approach. It's not a nonsense. The mind is not obsessed with the desired fulfillment. It has to do with the to connect, to contribute, and ultimately to be grateful. And it can only happen when you withdraw the mind the way we have done last in the last session. There is no need for the anger management. There is no need for the anxiety management because now the mind is 100% clear. It is pure. It knows that what to think, what to speak, and what to act in our daily life. Do you remember in the beginning what will happen? The frequency, intensity, and the recovery period will start reducing pertaining to anger, anxiety, reaction, duality, and a conflict, and ultimately it will go away completely. And that mind can be in the state of meditation anytime, anywhere. There is another way to we discussed about yajna. Just think that what is farthest from us with reference to the body. So from there you can start. Farthest from us is nothing but the same universe with the solar system and galaxy, and then start coming near. Just visualize that in your mind, that everything has a place, and then gradually you come closer. Our solar system, our five elements come closer, our workplace, our nation, our society, our family, and how I relate to them. Conventional methods helps us to discover a new meaning in our relationship day by day. And then what happens? The mind is calm. You are never in a hurry. You never worry about anything. The mind lives into that state of the purity. So that is what we did. Another aspect we covered is the charity, different forms of the charity. And ultimately we come down to the three practices together: austerity, japa, and the small vows. So even with that, you promise to yourself that whenever your mind says, now I am free, you do one round and see that how mind can withdraw itself from the world outside. If it is not a withdrawal, then what Buddha says will become true. Buddha says the world is suffering. It will definitely happen. Because somewhere, because of our past impression, we are attached. We have a strong likes and dislikes. We have a strong hatred and jealousy. They will not go away. We will forget about how to connect, contribute, and being grateful. So the moment we have a connection, contribution, what happens? The mind changes from the desire fulfillment to the self fulfillment. One of the most important things that takes place in our life, now we know how to bridge, how to connect with my innermost self, with the world outside. Why we get upset, why we have anxiety, why we have duality, why we have conflict? Because I'm not able to connect myself to the world outside. Maybe my honey, maybe my personal life, maybe my professional life and social life. So when there is a disconnect, and why there is a disconnect? Master says it is the impurity of the mind. What is that grave? Whether you say it is a desire, whether you say it's a selfishness, whether we say it is delusion, whether we say it's a greed. So ultimately, I'm able to realize the way the mind is working within me in relationship to the world, and that is going to change by the conventional methods, and it will definitely bring a tremendous change in our life. And that is why I discussed about that, what conventional methods bring. You will have a minimum of likes and dislikes. Those likes and dislikes that causes the irritation and the anger will be minimized. It will be replaced by the reasoning, the knowledge, and the clarity. Previously, we had the uncontrolled emotions. Now we will have controlled emotion. Everything is under my control. Previously, I used to react, but now I am going to respond. Calm down. So there is no sense of emotional dependence. Instead of, we find that there is an emotional freedom. The more you do it, more you apply it. The mind is not blindly reacting to a situation. So even not reacting to a situation, you are creating a favorable situation in your life. Whether it pertains to your honey, whether it pertains to the personal life, professional life, social life, workplace, outside, you will realize this mind is not making a decision in haste. It makes a decision with the clarity. Sometime I get an email and I said, okay, I will respond it later. When I don't get the reply, when I don't get any idea that how to respond to this email, I said, no, okay, let us wait. Leave this. Postpone it. We are not always in a hurry. One of the most important thing my master used to tell, the mind is going to play the tricks with us because of its accumulated impression of the impurity, or by default, it is impulsive in nature. It is going to do. There, these conventional methods will play a great role. The mind misleads us when we do not apply the conventional methods. It misleads us with anxiety, with a fear, with a conflict and confusion. And when you apply these conventional methods, you are comfortable. You are always carefree. You are always carefree. And you will discover that there is always a sense of calmness, clarity. Why? Because you are always ready to connect, to contribute, and to be grateful. Never forget, I have repeated in a couple of these sessions, that all our achievements, success, prosperity, are related to how I connect with what quality to the universe outside. So that connection starts from the mind inside. So there has to be a proper mental attitude. It should not be, it should not be, it should not be made from the ego. So remember this, conventional methods, what happens? It redefines our daily life. That is what I say, that it is a cognitive change. Again, I'm reminding you all that this master, who is the oldest, he was written the text Yoga Vasist almost 5,000 years ago. Vasist is the name of the master, and Yoga Vasist, the name of the book. So while discussing, he says, like the bird has two wings. If one wing is not working, they cannot fly. Similarly, human life also has two wings. One wing is all about action, the way we think and speak and act in our daily life, that is the part of the action, and the other wing is the knowledge. So knowledge and action, if they are connected together consciously, we can fly. We can realize and discover the highest method in our life. Keep on doing the practice that you have realized its importance. I believe you all remember the 5 points to change the mind. I just, for the sake of repetition, Kakachesta, effort like a crow's. Even if you are doing a japa and you did not succeed, do it again consciously. You did not succeed, do it again. That is an effort like a crow. So, in the background, these principles should work. Focus like a crane, sleep like a dog, and filter your thoughts in the food will make life beautiful. So, let us start our practice. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed, body is comfortable, and check again. I have been saying it again and again. Consciously, you adjust and align the body so that it is comfortable, or should I say, it is settled in the comfort. One, eyes are closed gently, and you are aware. It's also a cognitive change. It's a perception. You're not doing anything. And then we go a little deeper, being comfortable, looking at the neck joint, being there, feeling, experience a sensation, comfort and steadiness. What is after that sensation, comfort and steadiness? It is the space. I think I have told you before also that the space is awareness and this awareness is the space. We find the mind without any object of the universe outside. What is that state of the mind? Space is awareness and awareness is the space, and that we experience that purity of the mind. Now we are experiencing that state for a few seconds or few minutes. But the time will come you will discover that purity of the mind sustains for hours together. Shoulder joints being there, feeling sensation, comfort, and steadiness. I'm reminding you, lane number 2 is listening, that is the intellect. You are applying the knowledge. And lane number 1 still has many thoughts. Let it have those thoughts. You are not running after them. That is another way to explain and understand what is being comfortable, my friends. The entire body, from the crown of the head to the toes, you experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. So, when we experience the sensation, comfort, and steadiness, what is after that? Is the mind returning to the universe without being aware? That is what Buddha says suffering is. And you are conscious, you are aware of the space. Space awareness, and awareness is the space. A sense of emptiness prevails. You are not doing anything, and still the thoughts enters into your mind. That is what I say. Unwanted, unwelcome thoughts. And you instantly recognize it is in the lane number one. We are not fighting, we are not suppressing any thought. You recognize that they are in the lane number one. Who recognize that you is lane number two? No, then what happens? Oh, then you are totally carefree. You are sitting in the lane number three. A realization that if I leave these thoughts which enters into my mind, I have separated in the head. You are not suppressing it, you are not controlling. So you see the active participation of all lane number two and the three. You are not perturbed by any thought enters into your mind. The mind is not choosy now. Mind leaves them to die their own death, or to leave your mind. That is another way we can explain you are carefree, being carefree. So these two steps we have done, which are passive steps, which demands a higher level of awareness, a conscious approach. This is not a part of action. Now see a semi-active state. What we do in the semi-active state, we introduce a mantra, Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Let everyone be happy, or let everyone be in the state of well-being. So we go to the meaning. So we have done something. So that is an active part. So it belongs to the Karma Yuga. I told you the two wings. Remember, knowledge plus action. They have to go together to fly to the higher consciousness. That is how this master explained two wings. So that is why we contemplate and reflect that happiness is the essential nature of all the living species. That is why they are constantly working. You think like this. So what will happen? You are talking to anyone, or even including your honey, your relations, and the other is angry and upset. Oh, so your mind says that is his or her way to respond. But I am learning Eastern wisdom. My response is based on to connect, contribute, and being grateful. the life changes. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Let there be peace for all. Do you see that we chanted the mantra? Action part. We want to know the meaning and the knowledge that can be applied. That is the knowledge. But two wings must go together in our daily living. Why they are not giving? The mind is beset, obsessed with the desire fulfillment. Or you can say the impurity or our impulsive and instinctive behavior. We are not following the conventional methods. This conventional method must go in your life. This become an integral part. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, same way, peace is my essential nature. So why I'm speaking during the practice, I'm helping your mind to go for the knowledge also, supported by the practice. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Purnam, whole, completeness. I'm complete in myself. There is no question of anxiety, worries, duality, conflict. I'm giving you another meaning. In any situation, at any location, in any relationship. But what others, if they follow a different approach, let them follow. You have such a strong tool to connect, to contribute, and to be compassionate. See, that is the way. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Let there be auspiciousness for all. And we already understood, you might remember, I said when the mind is in the state of happiness, peace and wholeness, it results into an auspicious moment at all the time, not getting carried away by the outer situation, people, and the things. That is another meaning of contribution and being connecting and grateful. Active step. Now we are moving towards more active step, consciously done. And that is what the 3-step breathing. You are looking inside the forehead in the space. Drop Om Shanti gently with awareness in the state of sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Check again. You are aware, sensation, comfort, and steadiness is there. You are dropping Om Shanti inside the forehead in the space. That is first part of your active awareness. And now start breathing quick and fast from the chest. Your chest expands, rib cage expands and contracts. We are going to do it 3 minutes today for each. Just continue. Do not stop in the middle. What stops you in the middle? I would say the impurity of the mind. The mind says, I have done enough, I cannot do it. It has many excuses. Obviously, there is a disclaimer that you are not having any challenges of hypertension. If you have it, write to me. I will take care of that. I'll help you how to take care. Continue. Om Shanti continues. And stop it, do nothing. Recognize and accept the changes that is taking place. You may find a sense of emptiness, calmness, more energy moving in and around the body, freshness, a sense of blankness. Let it come and go. You are different from the experiences. You appreciate, you recognize, you accept it, but our journey should continue. So you are still doing Om Shanti inside the forehead in the space, the body is in the state of sensation, relaxation, and stillness. And now is the time to do the belly breathing. This is longer breath. You inhale into the belly, expand it, you exhale from the belly, you squeeze it. 3 minutes again. Now I believe not a big deal for anyone in this group. That is going to change. You see the action part and the knowledge. Continue. Longer breaths, expansion and squeezing of the belly. Fact is that you are inhaling and exhaling from the lower lobes of the lungs, to put it scientifically. But you are breathing longer and deeper. The upper lobes of the lungs are small. In science, we say it's a diaphragmatic breathing. So we have given the speed to the diaphragmatic breathing. You are aware of the diaphragm. Continue, my friends, continue. Remember, your inhalation and exhalation should also be more or less equal. Do not forget the expansion movement of the belly, because that is going to regulate, synchronize your mind with the breath, with the belly movement. That is essential. And leave this practice, do nothing. You are aware, except Om Shanti continues deep inside the forehead. You recognize and accept the changes that is taking place. If the knowledge is 100%, your practice is 100%. You will discover very deep changes, that cognitive ability increases. A sense of bodilessness, visions and colors, they come and go. And now you are doing the Om Shanti inside the forehead. The body remains in the state of sensation, relaxation and stillness. And now the third type, the breathing, you inhale into the belly and the chest. So it means when you inhale, you expand the belly and expand the rib cage. Do not give a break to one long, deep in the hissing breath. And while breathing out, the belly goes inside, so the chest. Take your time, conscious breathing, conscious fast breathing, conscious breathing from the belly and the chest. But you will see you are not able to sink in the beginning Om Shanti, but gradually you will sink. Continue long, deep in the hissing breath, both from the belly and the rib cage. Om Shanti continues, body remain in the state of sensation, relaxation, and stillness. I know the mind will definitely say it is too much, but you continue doing it. And stop it, do nothing. Start breathing deep, silent, and slow. As you inhale, the mind moves from the crown of the head into the spine, reaches to the tailbone, dropping, singing Om Shanti. As you exhale, the mind rises from the tailbone to the crown of the head, singing Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. You will discover that the practice is becoming easier. There's the natural flow, there's the natural movement of the mind from the one step to the second step to the third. That is definitely an indication of the purity of the mind. The mind wants to move with the knowledge. And leave this nyasa step. We will add the final step of the japa here with Om Shanti. I explained last time that pick up the right hand, first four fingers excluding the thumb. It has the 16 points. How do we recognize the 16 points? Every finger has 4 points or three lines in the top. So through the mind's eye, you look at the first point, you see it, and then you drop Om Shanti. Let us move in a very casual manner. We are not in a hurry. You recognize how do you recognize the mind's eye? You recognize the mind's touch. Mentally you touch, and then you mentally hear Om Shanti. So when you say Om Shanti does not have any shape in the form and the color. So what happens? The mind tends to absorb. Third point, you become aware of the mind's eye, the mind's ear, the mind's touch, the mind's tongue. That drops Om Shanti. And I believe you might have done during the last 3 days, you might have applied it. third point. Normally, you have started with a small finger, and now the fourth point. Every finger, so to understand, has 4 points. Why am I asking you to move casually? Mind's eye, mind's ear, mind's touch, mind's tongue, and with all the four senses you drop Om Shanti. You're not touching, you're not basically acting, moving your, no movement of the body and the finger, etc. We are going to add, we will merge these two practices of meditation so that every session becomes very powerful. And it should become a play and a fun for you. Now leave this step, go to the triangle, see how easy it becomes. Visualizing the triangle in the cave of your heart and dropping Om Shanti on each side. When you find the mind is sinking with Om Shanti around the triangle, then you push the mind by singing Om Shanti in the cave of your heart. Mind seemingly stops, you drop Shanti and just be there. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms. Know your experiences. We'll share our experiences now. We'll start today with David and Jerry. They have to read.
Thank you. Namaste. It was really interesting, this meditation for me, because what I found is that how now I am automatically falling into a meditation when certain things happen. With the first level of breathing, boom. Second level, boom, and further, right through to the end with the triangle and the heart. And every level now is just sort of this automatic next level of meditation. It's really cool. I guess it's practice.
Yeah, it's a practice, and you rightly said. Automatically, I move from one step to the other step, and I find that it is happening deeper and deeper. Beautiful, David. How are you, Jerry?
Sir, I'm good, thank you. Similar, actually, to David, what I noticed was with the japa, as soon as I start the Om Shanti, it takes me to a different place. So actually, I actually had to focus a lot more on the japa, on like the specifics of seeing the points, the 16 points, because I really was going a lot deeper. So I had to almost bring myself out more superficial, I guess.
Yes. In the beginning, you are right. We have to bring our mind back to these 16 points. So at least we know we are working on the mind and the mind is not working on us. And gradually it becomes so natural. That's a good point. Wonderful. That is good. So how are you? Yeah. You can easily. They wants to go. So how are you, Stephen?
I'm good. I'd have to say I'm very comfortable and carefree.
Good.
Through the lesson, the concept of not rushing and taking things slow has been resonates with me a lot, because I realized that if you really want to truly live in the moment, you can't worry about all the things that are in front of you. So it's just slowing down, whether that's what I have to do through the day, the amount of meetings I have, whether I have to drive somewhere. The action of just being aware of that and just slowing it down and just taking it step by step and going, I'll get to that. It all gets done. I don't need to worry about it. So again, that resonated with me. As far as the meditation goes, the breathing, the fast breathing, I had this sensation in my upper body, and it just kept getting colder and colder. And then when we went to the belly breathing, my lower body started getting colder and colder. Then when we went to the full belly and chest breathing, my whole body was just cold. And I was like, how much colder could I possibly get? And then it just settled down for me. And then and the interesting piece with it, when we went to and incorporated the japa into the practice, I had this sensation that I could feel each one of the 16 points, and I knew exactly where I needed to be with those. And then, similar to what Girish said about, falling into this deep meditation, I felt that it was almost as if I was asleep. And I was in this thing, and I said, wait a second, I'm not supposed to be sleeping. Is my mind messing with me? And then all of a sudden, I continued with the japa exactly where I left off.
Beautiful.
So it's as if my hand was telling me, this is where you need to continue. And I continued through that. And it was just great. I was in a really deep space and just happy and peaceful.
Beautiful. You have narrated, everything is explained beautifully. I want to draw the attention again to all our friends that everything will happen casually, naturally. We need not to worry. Whether we are living a personal life, professional life, social life. Who worries? Mind that is seeking desire fulfillment. Otherwise, we need not to be in a hurry. I think, last year we had more people and they said, I'm awfully busy. So remain awfully busy. That's why you are awful. Existence is not busy and we are busy. So, in order to understand, we have to understand the purity versus the impurity of the mind. That is really wonderful, Stephen. So, I know, Barbara, you did not get it, but I have sent you the file of the last session so you can listen to it again. How are you?
I'm doing fine. The meditation seemed very effortless to me.
Good.
And when I was doing the japa, my fingers seemed to be tingling.
Good.
But I didn't understand the 4 points. I see 3 points or 3 segments.
Yeah,
What is
3
the fourth
segments,
point?
and 4th is the top.
Oh, the top.
Yeah,
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Okay.
6, 7, 8, 9,
Okay.
10, 11, 12. Yeah, so I have already sent you the file of the last Monday. So listen to that.
I will.
So
I will.
yeah. That is why I know that you should have some challenges. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Okay. Thank you.
But you rightly said that you experienced that state every time you did Om Shanti on those segments. You found it tingling. You
Yes,
have
I
done
did.
it. You
I
have done
did.
it.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful, Barbara. So we'll go to Vaibhav. How are you, Vaibhav?
Thank you, sir. So I'm good, calm, relaxed.
Calm and relaxed. All previous problems have gone?
Yes, sir.
Oh, very good. Now, I'm not talking about them. I'm just asking you that whether they have gone or not. How are you, Samir?
Sir, it was very different, very peaceful, and my mind was penetrating in all the boxes of my finger.
Good?
My mind was piercing
Yeah?
all 4 parts of my fingers, and it was very clear, and it was very peaceful, and it was very good, sir.
Yes, piercing through these fingers. First, one thing we should understand, Om Shanti does not have any name in the form. Where is the name? The moment it has the form, then it is limited. Do you see that? When I say Stephen, so Stephen is a name, is a person, so he is limited in his house, and I'm limited with reference to the body in my house. But when I say Om Shanti, it's pure consciousness that remains unlimited. So, what happens when we do consciously without the help of physical senses? That piercing effect takes place because it can move anywhere. A sense of omnisciency and omnipotency, all pervadingness, all pervasiveness of the consciousness can be understood. So we will talk about it. How are you, Ashok?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
It's very good, sir, and very peaceful. And the japa is working very well. I mean, more awareness during the daytime as well. When we do the japa, then we just come to the lane number 2
Good.
immediately.
Good.
So it's working fine, and I'm doing that practice as well. Thank you.
Yeah, because you are working on the mind. That is why the japa is working fine. Japa is not working fine.
Thank you.
But you directly connected. That is wonderful to say that you connected the japa to the lane number 2. Do you see that? That's how we share the experiences. So you all know that lane number 2, and when you are doing a japa and the mind goes there. Oh yes, this is the experience.
Jay.
So that is why we are sharing the experiences. Beautiful, Ashok. And Sangeeta, how are you?
सर बहुत एब्जॉर्ब आज टाइम का पता नहीं चला
हाँ डेली करते रहो. She was totally absorbed into the meditation. So my friends, think of it, and when you, sometime it is good to think, listen to the lesson, and then think what are the main points from this lesson, what are the main steps of these practices. What are the main steps of these practices? If I recall what David said, that automatically, step by step, the mind moved smoothly. What is the meaning of mind moves smoothly? Mind is not impure. So it contains that state of purity of the mind. So it will move smoothly and it will lead us to a higher step of meditation. That is all for today. Thank you. We will
Thank you,
meet
sir.
on Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Namaste. Thank you.
Namaste.